This is a limited series powered by the Work Defined Podcast Network.
Hey, this is William Tincup and Ryan Leary, and we are broadcasting from FAMA's booth at HR Tech. And tell us your names real quick.
Yes, I am Victoria Gates. I'm with Expert Interviewers.
Ooh.
We do interviewing training and teach basically hiring managers how to not interview so terribly.
Oh, cool.
Right? So that's a good thing.
Oh, that's great
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
And Lorna?
And I'm Lorna Erickson.
Okay.
We are both co-founders of Expert Interviewers.
Thank you.
And half of our company is training. And then the other half of our company is social media,
Right.
where we share stories about, quote-unquote, that interviewer, you know, the interviewer that makes it terrible for anyone that's involved.
First of all, I have to admit I was a horrible interviewer.
Oh, great.
Horrible.
Interviewing is hard to do.
Esoteric.
Thank you.
It's not easy.
It's one of the least corporate trained skills, if I'm being honest with you. We've
Yeah.
done the research. Trust. 7,000 plus interviews that we've...
So we podcast with, it was the Global VP of Talent Acquisition at Ford. Right? So we're doing a podcast, and at one point during the podcast, I'm like, all right, what do we do with hiring managers? She goes, oh, there's nothing we can do with it.
Oh my.
They're a lost cause.
There's nothing. So
She goes,
done.
We have, no, but she goes, we have to train them. We're asking them to do something that they're not good at. And we're like, yeah. That's
Right.
True.
Yes. Yeah, we like to provide them like fancy tools and AI and things to do, but we don't want to educate them on how to do the basic things.
Right, you're
So,
just
yes.
born with it,
Yeah.
right? You're supposed to be born with it.
You
So
just
that's
walk
why-
in and you know what to ask,
genetics.
which is going to be what our horror stories are going to be around.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
But also, you are not that interviewer because you have that self-awareness to know that that's not how it works. You know, like you were bad at it. You knew it at least.
I was horrible.
A lot of people just need some help, and that's where we come in.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I know, we're going to want, based on where we
I should have
started.
paused.
not
I
put
should
it
have
past
paused.
them.
I should have paused there. She wanted very badly to show me her. Okay, anyway. She had already been through like 9 interviews. I was the last person, right? So I'm like, I don't care. My team's already said yes. Like, what am I doing here?
Got it, yeah.
She wants to show me her portfolio. She's for a project managing position. She's pushing her portfolio across the table, and I'm pushing the portfolio aside and asking her, like, what's her favorite tree or shit that has nothing to do with the job.
Yeah.
Because
How many potholes in the city?
100%. Like, why are manhole covers around? You know,
She
dumb
already had the
questions.
job.
Yeah, she already had the job.
Right.
She keeps pushing the portfolio back to me, and I keep pushing it off to the side. Okay. Last time she pushes it back across to me, she goes to sit down, and we're on concrete floors. The chair has gone out from behind her.
Oh, no.
She face plants onto the table. Nose, it's like a Tarantino movie. Like blood is spurting
Bill,
everywhere. And I'm like, I completely froze. I have to admit. I was in my 30s. Mistakes were made. But I froze so bad that I just took her portfolio and I just started flipping pages of her portfolio. Because I'm like, as a man, I'm like, what do I do?
Be a human. Help her.
Yeah. Well, of course, now I know that. However, back
Now that
then,
he's over 30.
yes, at that time, I'm like, I don't know if I should help her or like,
Sure, but no,
you really want.
This is beautiful.
I'm seeing you right now.
Bleed out.
She went to the bathroom and got tampons and put them up her nose.
That's a horror story.
Yeah,
for
she
sure.
didn't get the job. But,
stop it.
I thought she had the job.
I thought so too.
Not after that.
she didn't want to work
A horrible boss.
for someone that has no empathy, evidently.
Oh, you know
I don't
what? She screened you out, and that happens sometimes.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. She screened me out, and I don't think that anyone would have ever forgotten that story.
No, that's
so
fascinating.
let's start with you, Victoria.
Oh, okay, yes.
A story about employees behaving badly
Yes.
or poorly.
Yes. Well, as I stated, we shadow a lot of interviews. We had a
Right.
7,000 or so interview case study. So the things that you overhear in interviews are shocking. Like, you know, and they know you're there, right? If I'm shadowing an interview, I'm either sitting in the room or they've dialed me into the system,
So there's no shock and awe
There's
here.
no shock. No. So people are just being them.
Yeah.
Okay.
What church do you go to?
Right. Right. I'm like, I'm sorry. Who are you going to vote for in November? What are you asking?
Yeah, we
Stop.
don't ask that.
Yeah. No.
Where are you at on the transition?
Exactly.
Where are we at?
No. So we've heard it all. I will say one of the worst ones that I shadowed was it was an interview, and the person started hitting on the interviewee.
Wow.
Okay, blatantly. And I, felt like I was the third wheel.
Because you're feeling like, what's going on? Why are you getting those compliments?
I didn't have a visual. This was a virtual, so I was like, ooh, I kind of want to see their chemistry in person, but I never, I didn't have that chance. So I just got to hear the really bad.
So what do you do at night?
Right.
When you go home, like what's the bit?
Now, I'll say this about that shadow. While it was completely inappropriate, I will say that they ended up getting married. So, and they did an engagement video. It was like a movie, okay? Where they filmed a recreation of the first time they met, which was in the interview. So they actually filmed a recreation.
And that's a good bit. That's a good bit.
I was like,
I don't hate that.
You actually are proud of the fact that you fell in love.
Yes.
Okay, so... Yes.
There's
You
all
fell
kinds
in
of
love breaking the law.
Yeah,
Good job.
yeah.
You're all kinds of wrong things that are happening there. You're crying. I love it.
I've seen this video, and I did.
Was it a good video?
I mean, it was literally professionally done. Like it was, and they were reenacting it themselves, which is even more cringe.
Oh.
It was.
Yeah.
So are you more of a Victoria's Secret or Fredericks of Hollywood?
Right. So
I thought you were asking her.
No.
I mean, Victoria's
This is over.
Victoria's Secret, growing up with the name Victoria, I heard that a lot. So, like, what's your secret? Okay, get a new line.
I can't tell you. It's a secret.
Exactly.
Come now.
You should know better, Daddy.
If you have to ask.
Hey, the bleep, you got to bleep me out. Sorry. I know, Lorna, you probably have some good stories, too. An interview story.
Bring it.
God,
Yeah, I know she's got one.
They sound like so lame compared to that.
No,
story.
yours is good.
No.
I know one of yours, and yours is good.
The one when I was the candidate?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
a good one.
so this is before I started this is right when I graduated from college. I was interviewing for a lot of places, and who would have thought that this would have been like the seed that was planted so that I would emerge into this interviewing expert?
Yeah.
But
This is where the dark path started.
This is where it started, where I'm like, people are doing this?
The trauma, it always starts here.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sitting in this interview, and this guy leans into me and says, "Do you have a boyfriend?"
Oh.
And I said, "Yes, I did at the time."
Yeah.
And his follow-up question was, "Is he your soulmate?" And I'm like, "What is
Deep.
the right
He's going
answer
deep.
to this?"
Kind of
Yeah,
closes
it's going
the line.
deep. I mean, it's like, is it therapy? Is this? I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here. I thought I was here for a job interview.
I'm not taking the job, but I'm going to go ahead and play with this.
Yeah, but I'm going to.
I'm going to go ahead and have some fun with this. So, what do you mean by soulmate? Like, what do we? Do you have a scale?
Define soulmate, sir?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Define
I don't think you
soulmate.
did.
Would you murder something
Did you say
for?
yes or no? I don't think you ever told me if you said yes or no. If
You
were
know
soulmate.
what? I mean, we didn't end up together, so I'm pretty sure that I was like,
What did you say?
he's doing the trick for now.
Maybe he helped you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got the job, so it didn't work.
Did you reenact it? That's what I want to know.
In front of a professional videographer.
No, but we do tell that. We do like that story.
We
That's a
do
good
like
one.
that story, but I mean, honestly, it laid the foundation for the rest of our shadowing of interviews.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are so many personal questions that we hear untrained interviewers ask. I mean, and honestly, they're equally as cringeworthy.
Cringe.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And a lot of times when hiring managers in the workplace ask really inappropriate questions, they'll say, well, the candidate, started
Doesn't matter.
talking about her
Doesn't
medical procedure.
Doesn't matter.
It was a female medical procedure. I said,
Doesn't
so
matter.
what made you feel like you could ask about it? Just because she mentioned it doesn't mean it's an invitation.
Did you get something done? Like some type of
I'm
cosmetic
like, knock
thing?
it off.
So as a hiring manager, how do you get out of that situation? Because I know I feel this sometimes where we'll interview somebody, and I just want to be myself, right?
Yeah,
and be
you should.
self. But then there's that like, okay, maybe you should be a little more professional.
Yeah.
So follow the interviewing protocol, and I never do. But I mainly
least you're
because I
honest.
follow his
Awareness.
lead,
Yeah.
and I try to break out of it, and I can't break out of it because we're already down that path. Right? As
Fair.
a hiring manager, how do you do that? So you bring up something around surgery.
Well, first of all, how you start the interview is going to make the biggest impact because you started off professionally by introducing yourself professionally, right? You're not saying, hey, guess what? I have 2 kids. On Sunday mornings, I like to blah, blah, blah. Who knows what. As long as you start the interview off professionally and let them know that we're setting the tone for determining if we're a mutual fit for each other, that's a great start.
Right.
Now, there's always that interviewer that is going to take off and tell you, guess what? I'm pregnant with baby number 3 and blah, blah, blah.
Do you plan on having kids?
Yeah,
no.
Exactly. No. So what you do is you don't take notes on that. You don't document it anywhere.
No.
And you have a structured, consistent interview process so that's what you're referring back to is the answers to your structured questions.
Well, doesn't that also help with bias, the standardizing of questions?
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So
we always talk about, like, it's flawed thinking to not double-check your assumptions. So if you have a set, scheduled, consistent interviewing process, then yes, you're going to have your natural unconscious biases that we all have. But if you take that extra effort in having that consistent interviewing process, it helps to eliminate that.
And if someone volunteers information that you didn't even set the stage for,
just move
have
on.
Y'all seen Friends, when they're in the hallway with the couch and it's like, pivot! You just ignore it and you move on. You pivot. Right. You pivot.
Yeah.
Okay? You just go, okay, thank you for sharing. Moving on to, tell me about a time, you just pivot.
Right.
And yell pivot.
Because they can be as inappropriate as they want to be. That's on them.
But it's not, you just don't want to take that on as, I'm not going to make a hiring decision based off of this overshare that you just made with me.
That's right.
So what about the thought that if I interview you this way, I come in super professional, I don't go off course, that doesn't set the expectation of really what's in the workforce then. Because when you come in the workforce, I'm going to be the other way, as everybody else is.
So you're saying you don't want to present like you're in some professional following, and then when you
I don't want to be the district attorney when I'm not.
I think the startups fall into this category because they want to be hip and cool and all that other stuff, and so they want to interview that way.
I get that. I will say, I think that there's a middle ground between it, right? Like, I don't think you need to be a robot that's like, tell me about a time. Like, I think you can still be yourself. You can still be personable. You know, you can still, it's just, you don't want to make hiring decisions off of the protected characteristics, the things that you're, religion, gender, origin, all those things, right? So as long as you're true to yourself, but you're also, you got some structure, you have a plan. How many interviewers head in and they're like, I'm just going to ask whatever I feel like.
Right.
Well, how is that setting you or them up for success?
Any of the candidates.
Yeah, you can still be yourself. Add the personality in.
Right.
I have been interviewing for close to 15 years, and I'll say, like, I'm never a robot. Like, it's not my vibe. But I also do keep it somewhat professional and follow a guide so that I know how to score these kids and people.
And to your point,
did you say kids?
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like college. I'm old now. I'm turning 40 next week, guys. Okay. Yes. I'm feeling the heat. I've been bleeped.
You just taught us not to take the bait.
I know. I did it. Test. You passed.
Were you going to say something?
I was going to say to the point of your portfolio pusher, right?
Yeah.
Candidates want to be well evaluated.
100%.
But we forget that sometimes. You're like, I don't want to be a professional robot. But no, candidates are there to be evaluated. They want to be in a job that they can do. They want to be in a job that they want to do.
Right.
And so if you're taking the time to show them that you're gonna evaluate them properly, they're gonna come in and really appreciate and trust your evaluation.
So training hiring managers, what's kind of your go-to right now? Is it get them all in one room and do training? Is it scenarios? Is it teaching them the law? Like, what's the... And I'm sure it's an array.
D, all of the above.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I would respond to scenarios.
Yeah.
Like, throw me into a scenario.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now I have to interview John. Okay, boom. Interview John, and then they basically, y'all didn't teach me, okay, all right, here's the 19 things you did wrong.
Yeah, we offer a few different solutions for folks that are looking for some training, right? So we've got like your on-demand course where like there's not an interaction. You're not going to get those role plays necessarily, but we have some exercises built in. And then Lorna does this amazing training where she will drag you through the class in the best way, and test your note-taking, pop quiz when you're not expecting it. And I think that's the way that we kind of throw you into the fire, right? And that's usually a one-day, half-day training that we do. That it does give you those scenarios, but it's not a one-stop. You're not going to get all the training you need in 4 hours, right? Or in 75 minutes, like our online demand course. So it's a big change.
It's never done either.
No, that's true. We're always learning and growing too.
That's right. And there's new hiring managers, which again. It's not their job. They have a job
Right.
that they perform. Hiring is just
recruiters do it 24/7. You made that point earlier.
Yeah, from a screening standpoint. Yeah, from that partnership between the recruiter and the hiring manager. If that's not good, the interview process breaks apart. So part of our training is about marrying those two parts of the interviewing process.
Are we allowed to talk about that? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, marry.
That's interesting.
Please.
Yeah. Well, we didn't mean that marrying.
No,
we meant aligning.
Aligning. There we
once
go.
that's aligned, it makes the process much easier for everyone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Do you get a lot of pushback from hiring managers?
We can. We have a whole character on our expert interviewer TikTok and Instagram that's called That Interviewer. And trust me, that interviewer gets herself into some stuff.
That could be a T-shirt.
Nope. That interviewer.
We have little buttons.
The listeners can't, not that interviewer.
Oh,
Right.
I like it.
I would be that interviewer.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, you've
after the example you shared, yes. No offense. Yes.
I'd be that person.
But there's hope.
There is hope.
If you're aware, you're halfway there.
100%. 100%. What are y'all trying to get out of the show? What do y'all want to get out of HR Tech?
Well, we would love to help, get the word out about how great HR Tech is. So number one.
Check.
Number two, we're here to make some connections like you all and some other folks that we've been here. We just actually sat down with the HR Besties podcast and watched their filming. They're awesome. I think some connections, networking, and just showcasing. This is an awesome conference. So we've had a great time already. It's only day one. Yeah.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much
Thank
for
you.
sharing your story.